Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Chris with Swelldronesd, getting ready to make a Cinna lifter. And so I was giving it some deep thought. You know what? This would be a great time to use this Flywoo X30 waterproofing spray. So I'm going to apply it to the VTX, the DJI 04 Air Unit Pro. And I'm also going to be adding some extensions for the antennas and an extended video cable. All right, well, the first thing we got to do is we got to take the back off the 04 Air unit. Pretty easy to do. 1.5 millimeter hex. Just remove those four. And then take caution. There's a cable connected to the back of this 04. So you don't want to rip it off. You want to be gentle with it to reveal everything that's inside. We're going to be starting by replacing the original 04 antennas with our two extensions. So you just got to be really gentle when you're removing these little clips from the 04. Do it with a little flathead or tweezers or whatever, but you want to carefully pry these loose some way or the other. Whatever works for you works. That's great. I usually like to try to grab it and just kind of from the back there of that tab and kind of move it forward, up and over, and it just kind of pops off. Really easy like that. Revealing your little connectors for your new extensions. Got two extensions for the two antennas VTX has on it, and they are male-female. The female side of the extension will connect to the male on the 04 Air unit. I like to use a flat tip screwdriver to gently push the antennas extenders down on those connectors. Got one on there. I'm going to do the other one. All right, so I've got both of the antenna extension wires connected now. The next step is to replace the video cable with your extension cable. I'm going to be using what'd I get? I think I got, it's a 200 millimeter extension. Just to give myself extra room for this build. I have no idea what I'm going to need, but I've built drones in the past, and sometimes the video cable is just not quite long enough for the stock ones. So 200 millimeter works great. I'm going to be adding that next. So the video cable is held on by two very small black tabs that you basically just push in on each side of that cable, and it will pop right off. Two tabs on either side. There's one there and one there. Simply going to use a flathead or something similar that you like to use. You push in, and when you push in, you're going to gently pry upward. And just remember the golden rule. If it's hard, it's wrong. You're doing something wrong. So just chill, take a breath, and try again. Here is a good view of the inside of the 04, and these are are the black tabs down here. You can barely, they're tiny, on the video cable that you're gonna use to pry the video cable off the 04. Another good view of, you can see where my extensions went on. And here's the view of the actual port that the cable came out of quite easily. I ended up pushing just one side and it lifted right out. So now the next step is to take apart the actual lens camera side and replace that cable. The 04 lens has two little Phillips screws that you need to remove. Hopefully you have a tiny Phillips screwdriver. Take those out. I highly recommend some sort of parts tray. I got this this cool one from CNC Madness drone company. They cut lots of frames for people. Anyway, it's a great catch for your parts so you don't lose them, because if you lose these, good luck. They're tiny. Take those guys out, and then your camera lens will come apart gently. One thing that you have to take care is on the back there is a rubber grommet, so you want to carefully with a little flathead. I'm gonna remove that so that it's just easier for the wire and everything. So you can see I removed the rubber grommet off the back, and now I will be able to slide. I'm gonna put the rubber grommet in here in my little catch tray before I lose that. And now I can slide back the back of the 04 case, revealing the connector side that needs to come off and be replaced with the longer cord. It's basically the same thing. There are two little black pins on either side of the connector. You basically just push one in on one side while lifting up gently, and the cable should come right up for you. If it doesn't, don't force it. Try the other side. Take your time. I can barely see this with my old man eyes, so I'm going to get my helping hands involved. And thanks to my helping hands with the light, I was able to easily just barely get a little flathead under these little black tabs. You don't really push them in, you just use them to pry it. And I pry one side up, and the other side come right off like that. Now on the inside of the 04 camera, there's some goop. You want to leave the soft sticky pad connected to the 04. So I'm going to carefully separate it. The stock cable. Pull it right off like that. And I'm ready to attach the new cable. Don't do the rookie mistake and attach it without running it through the back of the housing. Done this many times, so make sure you run your new cable, which I've already connected to the air unit. There's the new cable connected. Make sure you run the new cable side through the back of the 04 lens, and then make your connection. All right. right, so another important thing to point out, rookie mistake that I've made in the past, is I put the case on wrong. So the top of the 04 and the top of the back case needs to be aligned basically like you would read. I mean, on the side you see the lens information, and then on the back of the case the DJI is clear to read the right orientation, so the hole for the cable would go on the top like that when you put it back together. Made that mistake a few times. So I've got the cable run through the back of the housing of the 04 lens, and it's reconnected to the main part. The squishy, sticky stuff is now kind of in the wrong area, so I'm going to just peel it off and put it on the opposite side and run the cable and button it up. It's that easy, guys. Just make sure that you go slow when you're lining up the cable with the pins. Get yourself a nice, if you don't have one already, helping hands. This big guy right here, a light with the alligator clips, makes your job so much easier. All right, time to put it back together. One thing it's important to note before I do put this back together, I did take off the squishy, the wire, I call it the wire squishy, this thing, that I'm going to put over on this side. I'm going to use my Flywoo X30 coating. I'm going to use the Flywoo X30 coating on this board. Being very careful not to get any of the coating on the main lens, which still, you can see I still have the protective cover on there. You don't want to put that product on that lens. It will reduce the clarity of your lens, and pretty much that would ruin it. So I just used the Flywoo, got the back of the lens, pretty decent coating. I removed the two tiny Phillips screws that hold the main board in the 04, and I sprayed the top, the bottom, and the inside there, being careful not to spray up in the USB connector with conformal coating with the Flywoo product. So this unit will be pretty much water resistant if you get caught out in the mist or whatever. I don't really plan on flying in heavy rains or anything like that, but I wanted to be extra careful with this build. So that's how we waterproof the DJI 04 Pro air unit, and I used the Flywoo X30. It's really easy to work with. It kind of sprays everywhere, but that's why I have that weight paper down. And it's supposed to cure for 30 minutes, so I'm going to let this thing sit before I put it all back together. I've already did some research online, and it basically says that this will not affect any thermal properties with the 04, so we should be good. All right, so I got everything put back together, and the camera and the main board here has been treated with the Flywoo X30. Got the extension for the video camera, extension wire, and we have our extended antennas. This DJI 04 Pro is going in a cine lifter, so I like to have lots of extra space. I don't know how I'm going to be rounding things, but I know in past I definitely need a longer video cable and extensions to the antennas. Well, I hope this video is helpful to you guys. If you're going to go for it, don't worry, it's not that big of a deal. You can do it. I wish you all the best and happy flying.